Hey everyone, my name is Jack, creative lead at Containment Media. If you don't already know, we're working on a feature-length Halo film called Pyrestorm, in collaboration with JumperScape Media. It's going to be a gritty, authentic take on the Halo universe with plenty of callbacks and ties to the mainline canon. And you can support us right now by heading over to our Indiegogo campaign and donating to help us make Pyrestorm a reality. Otherwise, please share it around to friends and family and make sure to follow us on social media so you can follow the journey with us. Thanks so much, and bye for now.
The Halo universe is filled with wonder, mystery, and fascinating discoveries around every corner. With so much to explore, four friends decided it was about time that they booted up their consoles and discussed this universe that has grabbed their attention since childhood. JumperScape Audio kindly welcomes you to join them in the library.
Hello everybody, welcome back to The Library, the show where we talk about Halo lore, and Shane's gone.
I can't believe he died again.
He keeps dying.
I died a couple times recently, so
I'm trying to
can't
find
blame
him in the wall, guys. I don't hear it. I've got the cup up against the wall. He's not there. He's not speaking.
You know, Connor, there's...
Wait. Hold on.
What
What if he's on that wall? I haven't looked over
James?
there yet.
I hear him.
You do?
You do?
He says, "Connor, I've always hated you."
Oh my gosh. That broke my
I've
mind.
never seen someone actually top us out.
It's because I'm playing with settings today, you see. I'm trying to see if we can get some higher quality stuff by not turning on the post-processing on the microphones. So there's no post-processing whatsoever. Everything is done in post actually now at my desk.
We're clean. How did Connor do that?
It was turned up at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he pulled that off. It's gonna sound different. Yeah, that's Battlefront. Anyway, today we're talking about Halo Spartan Assault and Halo Spartan Strike.
I didn't play these games.
Wait,
Neither did I.
What is that you just said, Mr. Tim? What is that you just said, Tiffany?
What?
You said that Halo Wars 2 was what I said we were going to talk about last week? You're wrong.
No.
I didn't say that. It'd be weird. It was always Halo Spartan Assault and Halo Spartan Strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Even though Spartan Assault came out before Halo 5, and so did Spartan Strike. I'm pretty sure.
I wanted to combine the two because Spartan Strike I think came out after 5. Because Halo 5 released in 2015, right? Didn't it? Let's see. Halo 5.
Yes, it did.
Guardians.
I'll never forget. It did. It was October 28th.
October.
Damn, I was one day
So
off.
close, 27. Okay, so yes, it was before Halo 5. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about actual mainline games before we get to Infinite. And like Spartan Assault and Spartan Strike, I'm combining them because there's no way you could talk about one of these for an entire episode.
I bet we're going to struggle to talk about both of them for an entire episode.
Now, there's actually a lot to talk about with these in my IMO. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about Spartan Strike and Spartan Assault, right?
You assault Spartans?
So dumb is the fact that these campaigns are actually really interesting. Like, the stories are actually good.
Well, I mean, that's kind of unfair because you can't look at this and be like, hey, cool story, like it. Sucks it's in this game, though. It's like, because, like, what, do you want them to give a shitty story on purpose?
For real. And honestly, I don't think these are bad games. They were probably bad for the time, but like even for the time of mobile gaming at that stage, like mobile gaming was kind of terrible back then when these games released. It was just like 2014, 2015. Mobile games were not great. They were not fantastic. The fact that there was a top-down shooter that was free.
I loved Bloons.
Bloons is really good.
Not even tower defense, just regular Bloons.
Oh, the one where you just shoot a dart at falling balloons?
Yeah.
Oh.
You'd only have a certain amount of darts, and they'd be in like different, like the balloons would be in different predicaments.
Yeah, that's.
I don't even know if you can play it anymore.
It was a Flash game, so it might be just kind of gone.
I missed my Flash games.
Flash games were sick. I feel bad for anyone who didn't get to grow up with those.
Yo, what they have now is pretty sick, though. I'm not gonna lie.
What, indie game market?
No, what came in and replaced Flash games like anything that's free?
Indie games.
Yeah, sure.
That's basically it. Mobile gaming is the closest thing you've got to the Flash game phenomenon. Because maybe the other thing, you can still go to places like Armor Games because they developed their own engine based off of Flash.
Kids these days, like I looked over and I just looked down at this kid's computer. Like I was like, just while I was student teaching, just seeing what the kids are playing these days. I'm like, okay, this is all pretty normal. Is that a first-person shooter? Like a legit first-person shooter that worked on Chromebooks and whatnot. I'm like, I wish we do. I could not imagine having that back in the day.
Closest thing that we had, I played this. This was really fun, actually. There was one functioning first-person shooter that was actually Call of Duty-esque called Contract Wars. It ran on Flash, and it was basically the Contract Wars style was you would earn money by killing your opponents, and then use that money to buy better equipment and better firearms. It was not that complicated of a game, but the gunplay was surprisingly good. But the problem is that obviously Flash used different things than actual games, so it actually would run pretty terribly depending on your situation. But
what really cracked me up about the game these kids were playing is that they were able to select U.S. presidents as characters.
Oh my gosh. I don't even get it anymore, man.
Dude, I'm like, what is, like, how is this not blocked?
I am right now downloading one of the most iconic mobile apps of our generation.
One.
Castle Crushers?
No, wait. Wait for it.
Clash Royale?
No.
Clash of Clans.
That game's good until, like, you get far.
It's iconic still, though.
It's very...
Everyone remembers when it first came out.
The drinking app!
Oh, the drink app. Why has it got a broken screen?
Break?
Hey, bro, it's all over you, James! He's covered
beer.
You want to know what I considered as my like whoa app? There was
Pour out a little for the homies.
there was an app. I don't know why I downloaded. I just remember it being like absolutely mind blowing. I had an iPad 1 when I was a kid, and I had a lighter app. It was just a lighter. You tap the screen. And
I love the Zippo app.
Yeah,
just flick the whole. Oh my god! With an iPad,
it would
that had to
make
be
sounds and
horrifying.
everything.
No, I just tapped the screen. I was a child.
You could have it in tap mode, and you could have it in actually like having to flick it up and.
That's fun.
On the iPod, I had the iPod Touch back in the day. I had that lighter app, and I just damn near break my wrist just flicking my phone just to hear that. I'm like, yeah, I tap the screen, and a flame would go. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool.
That's hilarious.
And then just put it back in my pocket, or go play Angry Birds or something.
So times were very different for a while there, and when Spartan Assault and Strike came out, it was met with really bad reception. Actually, people didn't really like it, and partially because these were exclusive to the Windows Phone, which the Windows Phone failed in every way.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah, it was a powerful phone. It was a really good phone, actually. That's the thing, is that like in terms of performance, in terms of what it was capable of, really, really good phone. It just lacked things that at the time were of the utmost importance to a lot of people, and I would say probably even to this day. Customization. You couldn't do anything like change your background or anything because you had the tile system. The limitations of what it could connect to, it wasn't as well known as iPhone or Samsung or anything like that, so it had limited connectivity. Mm-hmm. And all of these things culminated in just wasn't impressive. So Spartan Assault and Strike were there to try to sell the phone, but with Halo being in a bit of a rough spot, starting with Halo 4, it just got added to the pot, basically.
Trying to sell a phone with a video game is wild.
I mean, it's the thing is that Halo has been that sort of magic trick for a while. You want to sell an original Xbox console, sell it with Halo. It'll sell. It's sold. You want to sell an Xbox 360, sell it with Halo 3. It'll sell. It's sold. You want to sell an Xbox One, then you're going to want to get the Master Chief Collection, and for better or for worse, it's sold. And so Spartan Assault and Spartan Strike was that goal. And here's the thing, like Spartan Assault and Strike, you can get it right now on Xbox and PC. And they're pretty all right. I think they're actually really good in terms of what they set out to do. It's a short experience, top-down shooter. that it's a simple formula. You have an objective, you have bonus objectives that you can do if you want to try to mix things up a little bit. You have modifiers you can turn on. You can play on Lasso. It is still a Halo experience through and through, and it's really entertaining. But it was so different. People were really, I think at that time, with the transition between Bungie and 343, people were terrified of their favorite franchise changing. And I was on that list too. Whenever I was a kid, I was terrified of Halo not feeling like Halo anymore, which these days is just the reality. So Spartan Assault and Strike, when people saw that, they despite the core being there, with it being a intense story with good characters, with skulls and modifiers and power weapons and vehicles and everything like that, didn't matter. It was a top-down, it wasn't first person, and it wasn't an RTS, so it was terrible, obviously. And that was the unfortunate part about it, was that it was unique. The funny thing is that in hindsight, now everyone is like, oh, I wish we could get something like that again. There's a lot of people still actually that say that mobile gaming is not meant for Halo, but being real, I think Halo was meant for everything. I would be okay with having a Halo experience on every device I could possibly have it on. I don't understand the whole mobile gaming would ruin Halo. No. The only thing that could ruin Halo is if Halo was shut down tomorrow.
Yeah, the only thing that could ruin Halo are the people ultimately in charge of Halo.
Yep. So if Microsoft decides to cut the project and Halo is canned, now you're talking about that. I always love the Doomers because they're talking about Halo like it's going to, Halo is dead. That's my favorite sentence. It's like, you guys don't even know what franchise death looks like. You have no idea what it looks like when a franchise gets abandoned if you think this is what it looks like.
Yeah, look at Red Lobster. They're just gone.
Very topical, Connor.
Thank you, Connor.
It is a franchise.
Connor, would you like to go into all the details of the current situation with Red Lobster's bankruptcy?
Connor just says he wants cheddar biscuits to live on forever.
Yes.
I mean, you don't.
I mean, I do, but I don't remember the last time I even went to Red Lobster.
But when was the last time you got them, the powder mix?
Probably even longer.
They're so good. I get them rather frequently.
Yeah, the only time I had anything Red Lobster in recent history, and by recent history I mean within the last 8 months, and that being a one-time thing. They had their cheddar biscuits or whatever.
That was a lot of caveats he threw before that.
It happens. All right? Me and a friend I was hanging out with, we made these little cheddar biscuits and just kind of hung out for the night, just watched movies, and that was it. I'm like, oh, these are good. And that was the extent of my Red Lobster experience.
I've gone to Red Lobster a total of none. I just get the biscuits in the stores.
Yeah, Red Lobster is always one of those places I'm like, how are you still open? Who's going?
It is really interesting. I don't quite get it, but that's that actually does tie in rather well to the Halo situation. I can tie this in. Trust me.
It is funny with Red Lobster CEO is like, bankruptcy does not mean we're going out of business. Quite the opposite, in fact.
It's like, no, I think that means that you're having a hard time.
I think it means you're almost going out.
Sells company. Company sells land to itself. But has a whole giant thing of shrimp that never got health checked or anything. That will kill a company, but for Halo, I don't know.
Well, allow me to tie it back, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. Halo only has a problem if at some point it just stops being interacted with, if the community fails it. Because right now Halo survives because there's a company behind it that is willing to keep on going. There is a parent company that's willing to keep it alive and keep it in the public eye. And more importantly, there's a community to continuously tell those suits, hey, we'll still give you money if you give us good experiences and good stories and good pieces of our favorite franchise. So I wouldn't mind this whole mobile thing coming back. And I don't think that its existence was justification to say, hey, the franchise is dying. It wouldn't have been. In fact, it really is the opposite. When people are saying something like, the Halo TV show is a sign that the franchise is dead, it's just dead. It's like, actually, I think if they make a TV show, I think that means it's actually doing really well.
Yeah, I was going to say, people wouldn't just make a TV show just for nothing.
No, they're not going to make a whole TV show for a dying franchise. That wouldn't make any sense. And if they did, they would probably expect the exact outcome, which would be no one is watching it. It would be one of those B-list TV shows that Amazon advertises to you while you're waiting for your TV to load.
Because that's the thing. whether we like it or not, the Halo TV show was financially a success.
Mm-hmm.
It's not saying much, but it's the most watched show on Paramount.
Yep, and it was contending up there with some of Disney Plus's and Netflix's shows.
Wow.
In terms of numbers. A lot of people watched this show. Granted, I'm going to bet that a lot of it was hate watching.
But numbers are numbers, unfortunately.
The thing is that like I have a love-hate relationship with the TV show. I hate it because it means that there could have been something way better, something that was actually accurate, and it would have been really good. But the thing is that the opposite side of the coin is from the TV show, people started getting real interested in what Halo actually is. And so all of a sudden, a lot of people are getting this game and getting into the lore, listening to certain podcasts on Spotify so that they can figure out exactly what this TV show was doing wrong. It's super interesting to actually pay attention to.
I wonder how many people above the age of, let's go 35, watched the show first, like didn't have anything and just went, I'm going to check it out kind of deal.
I don't know. I don't know anybody in my life that was doing that. I can tell you that much. I think we have at least one person in our Discord server, actually, that was like, I watched the TV show, didn't understand the hype, and so I went to look into real Halo lore, found you guys, and it was super hooked.
Like, statistically speaking, there's got to be at least a small group out there that like watched the show and then like, all right, I'm playing the games now.
Probably, because it's a really good inspiration. You're just like, okay, if everyone online is saying that this show is terrible because it doesn't represent the game very well, I might as well go play the game and find out what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's not as good as, wow, this show is great, I want to go play the games, but
because that wave
that's what happened to Fallout.
Fallout is riding it too. They are riding that wave like it's nothing. They are raking in millions right now from their games, the show, the merch.
Dude, I'm seeing like Fallout sales everywhere for everything Fallout across Steam, across Xbox.
Here's something really interesting about that too. It influences everything. Recently, actually today, I'm going to show this to you guys. A buddy of mine, for early birthday gift, like months ahead, gave me an original Xbox keycap.
That's awesome.
Can I see?
Yeah, it looks like that. It's just the original Xbox, but it's a keycap.
That's hard.
I checked out the company that makes it, and it was on limited release. You can't even get it anymore.
Oh.
Right now, all of it is Fallout. They only have Fallout custom keycaps. I'm just like, it influences everything when you succeed, and that's why I don't get going for subpar. Surely there's someone in there that's just like, hey guys, I don't think that this is the best that we could pump out.
I'm sure Fallout's merge situation's gotten a lot better.
Oh, they're the whole company is swimming in it. Like Todd Howard is just sitting there, just like, it just works.
Yeah, I'm sure his last merchandise debacle was like, let's not do that again.
He's probably just like, well, thank God we didn't pick Starfield. Jeez. So Spartan Assault, I love it. Try it. Play it. It's a good game.
The game.
Solo, it's entertaining. Co-op is
Don't be
hilarious.
like me and Connor.
Yeah, you guys could play it with me. It is co-op.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I can't convince James of this very well, but Connor, you're always down to try something new.
I'll try new things. What are you trying to say?
You have your likes, and
I just don't like real-time strategy games. That's what's been hard about Halo Wars.
Yeah.
So I'm saying this wouldn't be that hard.
Okay.
I didn't even know it was on Xbox.
Yeah, it's on Xbox and PC.
I thought it was like only on Windows
Game
Phone.
Pass. No, not Windows. Thank God, right? That would actually be what do you call it? Lost software or something. There's a certain term for
Lost media.
Yeah, you could go for that. It would have been that, but no, it was preserved, and you can still play it on Xbox and PC, and it's great. I mean, if we're going to talk about the lore about it, then we have to talk about how good these stories actually are, because we're talking like stories that give you context for Palmer as a character, the things that she did before Halo 4, how the Forerunner technology works, an actual Forerunner Death Star that destroys planets, not by firing a giant focused plasma beam, but by systematically destroying its gravity field and letting the planet spin itself to death, basically.
So it's a fun house.
Pretty cool.
It's so cool. That's the one thing that I can't take away from 343. Their ideas of what the Forerunners could do is basically just like, what if we played God a lot? Get rotated, idiot.
What if we just spun the shit out of it?
It's genius.
Yo, Favor, spin that it's so freaking good. Basically in Spartan Assault, what you're dealing with is you're playing as two different Spartans, Davis and Palmer. You are basically going up against this Covenant leader who was not interested in following the peace that was happening after this is right after the ceasefire of 2552. So basically there's this zealot named Merg Vol, and Vol is out here trying to keep the battle alive, still trying to fight the UNSC, and is doing a really good job of it because he ends up on this moon called X50 right above this planet called Dratheus 5. And Dratheus 5, it's interesting. It's a really cool planet because it's a Forerunner shield world. It's just another one of those. And X50 is supposedly a moon, but then later it's legitimately, that's no moon. That's a space station.
That's from Star Wars.
Oh.
We like to have fun here.
I like to have fun here.
And so it actually is revealed that way. And so it's revealed that this moon, it's not a moon. It is a gigantic weapon that can destabilize and destroy planets.
I feel like we say the catchphrase that Shane came up with more when he's not here.
Probably.
We like to have fun here.
We like to have fun here.
We like to have fun here.
Honestly,
We have lots of fun here.
Yeah, no use for the Shane button today because Shane's not here.
Oh man. Actually, I wonder. I have this system set to a different setting right now. Can we actually see the sounds popping up on here? Does this record them? Hold on. Pause. Yes, they still happen on here.
I can't see.
I was just checking the monitors, the way that I am. So what ends up happening is the Covenant, whatever this Merg Vol's Covenant idea, whatever his idea of it is, he's trying to take control of X50 so that he can use X50 to start destroying planets because, he's smart like that. It certainly wouldn't backfire on him at some point in the future if he had actually done so. But the humans, UNSC, they end up securing Dratheus 5 and they end up securing X50 as well. But the problem is that during this whole thing, X50 ends up actually starts firing at Dratheus 5, and Dratheus 5 starts falling apart. It starts getting dismantled. A planet getting dismantled. It's wild. And so everyone on the planet gets evacuated. We're all good there. But now it's about killing Pargval. Or not Pargval, Mergval. Pargval is his buddy. Mergval, he ends up getting killed by Palmer and the moon X50. Palmer manages to destroy it, set it to be destroyed, and that's all set and secure and everything like that. But then, interestingly enough, we find out that Davis, he ends up dying. He ends up having a last stand and everything. And during this last stand, he actually ends up making contact with Endurance. And Endurance, I had to explain earlier already, so it's already at the top of my head. Basically, Endurance is like, it's like a futuristic tomb in a way. It contains your last memories. It contains your last traces of personality. It keeps a version of you inside of it that it won't ever be you, but it is what's left of you. And so there was Spartan Davis got sucked into this thing, and he was preserved in Endurance, and it just kept on repeating over and over again his last transmission, his alert, his mayday, his all of that. And so Palmer destroyed the Endurance so that Davis could have his final rest, which is obviously like that hurt a lot. And so this story is interesting. The story is not just surface level like everyone thought it was. It is so far from that. It is actually really interesting, especially since this takes place over 7 different chapters. And there's missions about the Flood. There's missions about the Covenant, and it's so interesting. It's super interesting, and it only gets better when you get into Spartan Strike. Because Spartan Strike, like it doesn't have as interesting of a story, but it's still interesting since it ties into Halo 2 and 4, which is really cool. Because basically, Halo 2, you have Mombasa getting boomed, and then it gets boomed by the subspace rupture. And so in Halo, I don't know, Spartan Strike, the whole concept is basically that you are simulating a team of ODSTs if they were a Spartan, so that you can control it easier. And your goal is to get this context for this device called the Conduit.
Yeah.
The Conduit is later revealed to be something that can open slipspace portals anywhere at any time, which is just kind of nuts. So the Covenant is trying to take this Conduit and take it to this other thing called the Altar, which I am assuming can just power anything. And the UNSC is obviously doing everything that they can to prevent this, because if Jewel Mdama, who is a threat at this time, manages to get his hand on the Conduit, which at that time was on installation 03, because basically on Earth it was there, but when Mombasa got boomed by the slipspace rupture above it, the Conduit has enough power inside of it to open a slipspace portal right underneath itself and send itself anywhere in the galaxy to protect itself. So it sent itself to installation 03, and Jewel Mdama learned about it, and the UNSC learned about it. They had a little scuffle over it, and they had to find the Conduit to prevent them from using it. So things work out kind of well enough, but the problem is that the Conduit opens at one point. There's a portal that opens to New Phoenix because they can't catch a break. And
flashback to one of the funniest moments on this show
that we can't replicate.
Nope.
We just can't. It's not possible. Best I could do is mute all of our mics at the same time.
Which ones are they?
You are here. Those two and this one. Are you ready? The thing is that you had so much more intensity in your scream.
Yeah, it's because I can't replicate it.
Would you like me to? Can I try?
I guess.
Okay. You walk out.
I want to do it.
Okay, Connor. It started off with you walk out and then do it. You got this.
I opted not to mute him because I thought it'd be funny.
Oh, I muted his mic, so those here are distant.
Yeah. It probably sounds like Yoda when he dies in like a Star Wars.
Can we please go back and listen to this after this?
We can indeed. I'll even mark that for you, Connor. Yeah. I love that. I love that little shark. Yeah. I love the one video of the dude holding.
I need to look at him.
I love the video of the dude holding the little hammerhead, and it moves slightly, and someone overdubbed it, just going yeah.
Shane like swears it's real.
That the shark says yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
What? He thinks the shark actually said yeah, and that it wasn't just a reference to the guy with the shark puppet.
Well, I know there's a video out there. This dude caught like a 12-inch hammerhead shark.
Yeah.
He's like holding it, just flopped and just yeah.
Yeah, it flopped, and someone overdubbed it with the puppet shark going yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's not real.
No. Because it's a reference to the puppet shark.
Yeah.
Because that was like, yeah. Yeah. He's so funny. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah. It's so good. So anyway, with the Conduit and the Altar and all of that, they do end up in New Phoenix. And with New Phoenix, I can't remember if it was taking place before or after, but I'm pretty sure it takes place after Halo 4. Let me think about this. It was 2557, so yes, it was after Halo 4. So basically, anyone who is still living in New Phoenix after the event, because it didn't wipe out the entire city as far as I know. It only wiped out like a lot of it. Anyone who was able to evacuate or was able to survive that, they move back in for some reason. Those select few. They're just like, man, I'm so glad that'll never happen again. And then a portal opens in a courtyard somewhere and aliens start flowing out of it.
Whoopsie.
Are you not just like, oh man.
Oh no.
Just another day.
The Earth snobs are just being like, now that just don't make no sense. So the Covenant starts attacking. The UNSC fight them off. Obviously, they shut down the Conduit, and that's that. There's nothing else really crazy about it, to be honest. It's a pretty cut and dry story, but it's just interesting because of the circumstances. You're fighting there during the events of Halo 2. Then you're fighting on another Halo ring, which, again, we're talking about the core. Halo. It takes place on a Halo. Yeah, let's do this. Let's go, chat.
Hey there, Halo fans. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with our friends right after these messages.
Yes.
I lost it.
Okay. And then later, you're fighting on Earth again, defending from a Covenant attack. You can't really get more Halo than that. So, big fan of those two. The only thing you want to know going in, though, is if you got friends to play with, Spartan Strike has no co-op mode, but Spartan Assault does, because obviously with sequels, you only improve. It doesn't make any sense.
I would say, wait, that doesn't make sense.
Exactly. That's because that's the thing. I don't know what it was. This was like back during the time when sequels were almost guaranteed to at least improve on something. And the only thing that this improved on the first one is that the Prometheans were an enemy type now, and they're really good as an enemy type. That's it, though. There's not even the Flood. The Flood doesn't make a reappearance. It's just gone.
Shame.
Dang.
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 I have no commentary because I have not played this video game.
Okay, this is good. This is good. Why?
Why?
Like what about, since with Halo's experiences, Halo's different games you can try, different experiences you can get. Like I'm not just talking games. I'm talking like books. I'm talking, let's say, the comics. Let's say Spartan Assault and Strike, just all the like tabletop games. Like, I just want to know when Halo is I know Halo is a big thing for you. Is Halo only for you in a specific way?
I just never thought to play it. It's not very deep.
Because it's a lot of content you're missing out on across the board.
Yeah, I guess. But I consume a lot of Halo content in other areas.
YouTube.
Yeah. YouTube. The main games.
Yeah. Terminids.
All the movies. Terminids?
Terminals.
That's Helldivers.
The salute.
There
Connor
we
hit
go.
the salute. Oh, that got added. I was so happy that I got added to Fortnite. James is hitting the. It's like this. You do this and then this.
Yeah.
This.
Milk the cow.
I'm going off what it looks like in first person. It does not look like you're doing this in first person.
You milk
It
the
looks
cow?
like you're doing.
Push it back. Milk the cow. Push it back.
Yep. So that's just my curiosity. It's just it's weird when recently I've had a lot of experiences of running into people who, let's say, didn't even know that Halo had movies, or one guy who said that he only ever played Halo 5, and Halo 5 was so bad he never tried anything else in Halo because he was convinced the rest of Halo was like that.
Talk about an unlucky.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, that sucks.
Trust me, go back.
You picked the only bad campaign, buddy.
It's like, it's so weird running into people who have had such specific interactions with Halo as someone who has interacted with basically everything Halo by this point.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's just the natural way of interacting with media. We all have our different tastes and different things we want to experience. Like, I think a good example is last week me and Shane's little discussion about Halo 5 multiplayer and how different our experiences were.
That's a good way. Yeah, that's true.
I won the poll, by the way. Technically, we had an Instagram poll on did you enjoy Halo 5's multiplayer? It was like 75% yes. So
You could follow us on Instagram, JumperScape prod, JumperScape
Yes.
_ prod, because someone has at JumperScape on Instagram.
Prod.
It's like a photography company or something.
Kill him.
Bye.
The thing is,
Let's kill him.
let's kill him. When I first saw it, I saw that they were still active on Facebook, and I freaked out. I'm like, and I registered an LLC immediately.
It's going to be mine legally.
The only thing I don't have yet is trademarks. Once I get that, I'll be sad.
Well, what a great audience.
Yeah.
Trademark. That'd be fun to say something that we have trademarked.
Yeah. And I mean, JumperScape is so specific. I'm not taking anyone's daily activity words.
Except that one photography guy.
Oh, screw this. It's a whole company. It's wild. It's like a whole group of them. It's like, man, you guys should have executed.
File the trademark, launch a lawsuit.
Immediately get somebody else shut down at our expense. It's just awesome. Oh, dude.
No, I'm not praying for the downfall of JumperScape Photography, whoever they may be.
I don't even know what their full name is. I just know it says JumperScape, and I'm like, that's us. Okay. Halo on mobile. Are we upset about the idea of it potentially coming back?
Yes.
No.
Why? Why?
Because
Debate.
I'm not on my phone too often, and I don't get to be on my phone that much during the day because I'm playing my Xbox or PC. So let's just keep it on media that it's already on.
For me, I feel like there's no reason to be upset because any mobile game that would be worked on for Halo would be worked on by a mobile development team of some kind. Like, it wouldn't take, I don't think it'd really take that much resources away from making mainline like console experiences.
Mm-hmm.
I think optically it's a bad choice right now. I think it'd be a really bad choice to do that as the next Halo experience because the community is all up in arms like these days, and I feel like it'd be just like the Diablo Immortal debacle.
Oh, yeah.
Which, surprisingly enough, the game actually is working now. I don't get it. Something changed.
But
yes,
I'm talking about the announcement.
Yeah,
the
you guys
out
don't
of
have
season
phones?
April Fool's joke.
You guys don't have phones?
It'd be just like that.
It would
if
be.
not worse.
Probably.
Yeah, the whole Diablo thing, I'm like, this just seems like they're catering to people in other countries who don't have the proper needs to play on console or PC. It's more or less they're just opening up to more people to play on phone, which not bad, but at the same time for us that play on consoles and PCs, I'm like, why don't you just release it everywhere?
See, when it comes to mobile games,
Like I can see it now at the game showcase. They come up on stage, they're like, we're ready to take the next step in Halo. Welcome to Halo Worlds Mobile.
That's a step backwards!
And then it's like a mobile experience based around Halo Infinite. And it's just like
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
earn armor coatings in this game to use in Halo Infinite, exclusive to Halo Worlds Mobile.
exclusive.
Yeah.
World premiere. It's like the game, all it is basically glorified hide and seek or like some sort of like I Spy. It's just a drone flying across the ring. You have to just tap objects that's looking for. Here's the thing. I would, first of all, if we're talking mobile games, you're not wrong about the optics thing. Simply because like this is proven. This isn't just a speculation thing anymore, really. Have you guys heard of Mighty Doom?
No.
Okay. Really good game. Really good game. You know what roguelites are, right?
They're the ones that are like top-down dungeon crawlers.
Sometimes. It could be really any game that's that, you know, you're surviving or doing certain objectives, and when you do them, you get an upgrade, and you just survive as long as you can.
Like Binding of Isaac and stuff like that.
Stuff like that, yeah. That's a roguelite. This was a roguelite.
Dungeon.
This was a roguelite for Doom. You could not get any cooler than that. It was awesome. There was even like takedown animations for this tiny game. It was really good. I loved it. It got shut down. The company got dissolved.
That'll do it.
Microsoft looked at it, saw that it wasn't making enough money off of microtransactions, and cut it like that. It was gone.
Because that's the problem with mobile games. They're finite.
There's a problem with games.
It's a bigger problem with mobile games is the thing.
It is, but have you noticed that mobile gaming's ideas of microtransactions have been leaking into actual real video games?
No, yeah. Most AAA games feel like a mobile game experience.
If they don't make money back on those microtransactions, it's considered a failure no matter how many copies you sell. There's only so many human beings on Earth, but every human being has a bank account.
That's why the whole idea of free to play is one of the stupidest, worst things ever.
I don't get it. Especially since now you have to say, oh, I spent $60 for just a campaign. There's been no other additions from that. You
Yeah.
paid $60 for one campaign.
And they knew we were going to do it. that's
Of course I was. Because you know that your best audience is going to be there no matter what, and so you're just going to take advantage of them. Oh gosh. Take it away, James.
So, yeah. I'm very frustrated with mobile gaming and its effects on the gaming world in general. And I just feel like mobile gaming has really tainted AAA gaming because they see how much ungodly amounts of money some of those mobile games bring in, because we as a species are dumb and we will spend money on little gold coins to get little fun trinkets and little fun appearances for our super soldier guy.
We will do anything to feel special and important and unique.
But all these things are finite. They're not going to last forever. See, maybe there's a possibility that you can always go look at your Halo Infinite Spartan, but there's going to come a time where the game no longer works.
Yep.
The service is canceled. And could you imagine if they were charging an arm and a leg for Recon in Halo 3 back in the day, and now you can't play it?
Instead of just putting it behind achievements that you can probably still get some way.
And then say MCC comes out and everyone can just get it in a battle pass.
By playing the game.
And that's the thing. That's not even microtransactions. It's just a philosophy in gaming nowadays where it's there's games where you can earn things, but the problem is they'll make it so time consuming and difficult to earn that they add the payment option as temptation to get you to just skip past all that instead of just making it a natural experience where you can just go through and have fun and don't have to grind. Because the thing is, I don't have time to grind. That's the thing. As I've gotten older, I've stopped really caring about progressing a battle pass. I don't want to do that. I don't care. And also that unfortunately leaves it where I'm either FOMO for armor I didn't get, because guess what? There's still FOMO. Even with the exchange, there's still FOMO. Or I see something I like in the store and the voices take over and I'm finally something I can get that looks like me and it feels like my armor, because your Spartan is such an important part to your Halo player identity. That is that's you. Yeah. You can't see you while you're playing, but guess what? Everyone else can. Then the same can be said for clothes in real life. It's Halo. Your customization is important, and they know that, and they take advantage of that.
Yes.
I'm not saying it's 343's fault. I'm sure they have some kind of blame. It's just these greedy mega corporations. The window company.
Yeah, just recently I bought myself an armor set on Halo. And I'm this is me. This is totally me. It's just the unfortunate part is that armor set that I bought costs the same as half a tank of gas.
There's something about the FOMO thing is that these games are designed to be FOMO. I'm not talking just the microtransactions. The game itself is FOMO. Because think about it this way. If we right now, us three, if we wanted to go play Halo, let's say Halo 3, I have an Xbox 360 upstairs. I could just go grab Halo 3, give you guys controllers, sit down, couch co-op. I can you guys up on the fly.
You didn't have to include that.
But
You could just say we can have fun.
But Halo Infinite is locked to 2-player couch co-op. Halo Infinite is FOMO. There's nothing left after the free to play model comes with the fact that it will eventually shut down, and even locally, campaign is all you got. And after campaign, you have couch co-op that will only have 2 players. So you have to, if you have a room full of guys that all want to play some Halo, there's not a link. There's no system link. There's not an option to connect your consoles together and have a large lobby made out of just consoles. That's not a thing. You have to play ones. Just have your friends 1v1 each other in a bracket. Immediately, we go back to the competitive problem.
Yeah. And that's the problem right now with Halo, Halo 5. I still want to go back and play that game sometimes, but I can't find a game.
No.
It's just it's over. And that's going to be Infinite whenever Halo Infinite 2 comes out.
And yet you go to MCC and everyone's still playing it. You can even go to Halo 2, got its servers back. You can go there. A game that is over 20 years old. It is 21 years old.
The game can legally have a drink.
And you can still find a fucking game.
Oh, reliable. They don't make them like they used to.
This episode got way more bitter than I thought it would.
So here's what's going to happen, right? Here's what should happen. If they're smart, and I don't even care what professional thinks, okay? Because I really don't care. I don't care who messages me and is just like, oh, you don't understand this. You don't understand this system. You don't understand anything. Listen, my friend, I do this. This is part of my living. This podcast is like a fraction of what I do for my life. So
I just say, let me give you a quick rundown of what Austin is like. 20% work, 80% Halo. Okay, that's it. And then like a small percentage for his friends, which is also Halo 2. But yeah,
and 100% reason to remember the name. So this is how this has to go, right? If you want this to work, they recently purchased the license for 2 new games, registered 2 new names, specifically name slots for Xbox games.
Ooh.
What you do, if you're smart, you don't make mobile game and then a year or 2 later, new game entirely. That mobile game is doomed to fail. No one's going to play it. The best choice you got, if you want to do that, and I'm not saying this is my idea, the best choice you got is just buying Spartan Runner off of that Doberman Studios guy. Make it better. There you go. You've already got a pretty good money-making machine right there. Besides that,
Spartan Runner doesn't have microtransactions. This is or ads. You just load it up and play it.
it has microtransactions.
It does?
Yeah.
Since when?
Since the game launched.
I never noticed them.
You can buy credits.
I never noticed them.
That's because they're kind of tucked, but you can.
Well, I'm saying they'd probably add they probably lock all the skins behind a paywall.
Yeah, like you can earn some of the stuff, but a lot of the armor, like there are armor pieces you can buy, there are weapon upgrades you can buy. Buying credits by itself is already pay to win, but that doesn't matter. It's a single player game. Who cares? It's still fun. Point being, you don't do that. You don't use a mobile game to advertise a full game. It doesn't work. And more importantly, you don't just make a mobile game in a franchise that is currently succeeding as a actual real full franchise, because that's what happened to Mighty Doom. The Doom multiplayer in first Doom from what was it, 2016? Yeah. That multiplayer was gorgeous. Customization was off the rocker. It was amazing. Gunplay was awesome. I was great at it for some reason. I don't know why. And the maps were fantastic. Then Eternal comes out. Eternal multiplayer is kind of trash. It's really not good. And so the franchise is already not doing great on the multiplayer side of things or anything else extracurricular outside of the single player experience. So then you throw in Mighty Doom. Who is going to play Mighty Doom in the actual community of Doom? Nobody. So what you do, you show up. Xbox Game Showcase 2025. 2024, focus on Infinite. Just give us a little bit more of, here's what's going to come with Halo Infinite. I'm Joseph Staten. They dragged me back into this. 2025, you say, in 2026 or 2027, something to set up something. Just be like, set up a small roadmap, just a little bit of content. Just be like, in 2025, we're going to be getting season 3 of the TV show, get people angry for a little bit there, or say there's a new movie coming out, or say Halo Legends 2, baby, something like that. And then what you say is there's a new Halo game coming. And when that Halo game releases, it will have an app that will also be releasing with it that is its own gameplay experience, but this gameplay experience will enhance your experience of the full game. Maybe it's something like Splinter Cell Blacklist. Splinter Cell Blacklist had one of the coolest companion apps I've ever seen. Splinter Cell Blacklist. You're playing as Sam Fisher. It's much more Mission Impossible style this time around, much more action-packed. It's not nearly as interesting whenever it comes to its stealth mechanics, but it doesn't matter. It was fun. And the companion app was something called the Spider Bot app, or something along those lines. And essentially what it was it was taking a specific aspect of Splinter Cell's experience, which was this little drone thing that you could throw around that could walk around and stuff. And your goal was to just take this drone and just get through puzzles. And if you played that, you would get rewards in Splinter Cell Blacklist. It was tying it together. So if you're not playing Blacklist, it's just, if you're not playing Blacklist, you're playing something else that is tying to the experience. No matter what, the mobile app is interacting with the actual full experience. It's pulling you back to the thing that is making you the real money, the actual game. Anyone who downloads the app is sitting there like, man, it would be awesome if I had the real game, goes and buys it.
Or like Battlelog, when Battlefield 4 came out, you could play as Commander on your iPad.
Yes.
That was fun.
Or the concept that Ubisoft had for The Division, where instead of playing as a player, if you wanted to, you could grab a tablet and control a drone that could help your teammates. It's awesome. It's a great idea. And that's the thing. If you're gonna make a game, it's like maybe you do it in such a way that it's sort of like Spartan Runner. Maybe your goal is like it's a top-down shooter where it's an on-rails shoot 'em up sort of game where you're playing as a pilot in a Saber, and in this Saber you can upgrade your weapons and ship and everything, and you're just in these various dog fights on this top-down perspective, and it's all cool like that. And it's a mission that is referenced or something, like something is happening in that mobile app that is referenced to in the main game. They're saying like, oh, they're busy on the far side of the planet with an aerial engagement. And you're just like, oh, I wonder what that aerial engagement is like. It's like you could find out on Halo Saber Force or something, something like that. And it turns into its own experience that adds to the main thing. Halo's strength always has been, and I've said this a lot, it always has been when you take the franchise and allow it to connect together. When you could play Halo 4 and then read the books to learn about the Didact, and then watch Forward Unto Dawn to learn about Lasky, and then go to Halo Waypoint at the time and interact with the hidden cheat code terminal to take symbols from the Halo novel Silentium to get extra epilogue content in an audiobook format.
You can also get the Raider helmet.
You also get the Raider helmet. It all crossed over, and it was all really cool. Where does Halo Infinite's depth come from? It's just Infinite. Waypoint doesn't do anything anymore. The coolest thing that they're doing is they're updating it so that you can look at your armor again. It was already a feature.
Doesn't the app like not work though?
The app doesn't exist. The console app doesn't exist. The only thing that's left is the fucking website, and the website is getting updated with the ability to look at your Infinite Spartan. That's it.
Wasn't that on the mobile app?
It was on the mobile. It was on the website. You could look at your Reach armor. You could look at your MCC Spartans. You could look at your Halo 5 Spartan. I don't know who's running Halo Waypoint. It's not that hard.
There's something that kind of cracked me up. You're sitting there, Halo, this has all that. And then you're like, it's just infinite. Like an infinite amount of possibilities or an infinite amount of disappointment.
No. Halo. Nothing is more contradictory in this entire franchise than naming it Halo Infinite. What is infinite about it? I played the campaign. What's infinite? The infinite disappointment? I don't know. I don't get it. It's not the infinity because it's gone.
I got it. An infinite amount of respawn.
I sometimes think back to when we went to Outpost Discovery and they were playing the Discover Hope trailer like on a loop. Just how excited we were.
I was crying watching that trailer, dude.
I was so excited.
I was crying.
I thought, Halo's back, baby. We haven't even seen the game, but I know Halo's back, baby. We're at a Halo traveling amusement park convention. Because that's essentially what we were at.
It was so cool. It was so cool.
I can't wait for HCS.
Dude, like, HCS Worlds is its own experience. I hope that it just means that Halo, with HCS Worlds has sold out 2 years in a row. I'm hoping that it's going to sell out for a third year. If it keeps doing that, I want them to bring it back. Post-Discovery, something. Because it was a moneymaker.
It was so cool. Like, it's just crazy to see how much investment and how much backing Halo had in, like, the lead up to Infinite. And the second that... I feel like it's when the delay happened.
And you know what? Maybe it was for the better because according to what was going on, Joseph Staten saved that game.
No, yeah. Here's the thing. But once that delay happened, it really felt like the marketing fell off the rails.
They probably hadn't planned for it.
Yeah. And it felt like Microsoft stopped really caring about the game.
That's putting it lightly. It's like there was nothing being made. It's the best thing that they got is Waypoint making its
almost
own
like them
stories.
taking it out on 343 after this year delay.
Dude, that's all this has felt like. It's felt like Microsoft is just turning 343 into a punching bag. There's like, how much abuse can they take before they quit? I wonder.
Because it's just depressing.
It is, and I think about this a whole lot more, especially recently, because for those of you who don't know, on our Discord, discord.gg/JumperScape, Haruspis just joined. Alex Wakeford, the guy, him. I'm not the guy. He is. Okay.
He's not the guy.
He's very well known for his old blog post that he did on Halo 4, breaking down its story, breaking down its deeper lore aspects. I think that's what 343 saw in him, because now he's a franchise writer, which means he's writing and editing a lot of the lore pieces. He is sort of in control of what is and isn't in the lore. And I'm like, I was hit with this sort of reality. I don't see him in a lot of servers. A lot of them. Like, comparatively speaking, we have 600 members. I've seen Halo servers with thousands of members, and there's maybe 1 or 2 343 employees. I'm currently aware of the fact that there are multiple that haven't revealed themselves in this server. That, like, according to a buddy who is completely fine with being associated, guy named by the name of Sky, he's great. He did things such as, but not limited to, the animations for Bassus, I think, in Infinite. He was just like, oh, I'm not the only one here. Well, and I'm like, huh? Wait, what? And I'm just like, can I? Nope. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I feel like an aspect of that is trying to really kind of get a look at what the community's saying, not on Twitter.
Yeah,
because the thing is, on Twitter, it's all for clicks.
Mm-hmm.
It's all for it's all rage bait.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe what we're doing right now is kind of rage bait.
I don't think
but
so.
I think we're just kind of venting, because we haven't vented in a while.
Mm-mm.
And because the thing is, I honestly root for 343 to do
all the time
better, because I know just whatever's going on behind the scenes there is probably brutal.
Listen, I since I do marketing, since I do global marketing as part of my job, I know how often plans fall apart. Like, you could do months of work and then suddenly something changes and all of that work was for nothing. It gets deleted, something happens, and it all goes out the window. And then you need to have something ready by next week. Like, that's the worst.
Damn.
And so that stuff can happen. Is maybe you wake up and your entire team forgot that it's a special holiday. You don't have anything ready, but you need to have something out for that holiday. All hands on deck. Everybody pump something out. We've had to do that many times. And that's the thing. I will say, yes, I'm abrasive and I talk a lot of shit, but I talk a lot of stuff. I talk that way because I praise what I praise, and I don't like what I don't like. What I see is abuse in a way. It's abandonment. What I'm seeing is a company that's not getting the right backing, because I'm fairly certain that 343 is not filled with a bunch of people who want Halo to die. That doesn't make any sense. Never made any sense. Every time that someone said that to me, I'm just sitting there like that. Like, from a business standpoint, that doesn't make any sense for Microsoft to support it. I know that there's some...
It already doesn't make sense from a personal standpoint or a spiritual standpoint, but most definitely not a business standpoint either. Yeah. Hey, our business is tanking our business.
And that's the thing. Some people...
The Halo universe is filled with wonder, mystery, and fascinating discoveries around every corner. With so much to explore, 4 friends decided it was about time that they booted up their consoles and discussed this universe that has grabbed their attention since childhood. JumperScape Audio kindly welcomes you to join them in the library.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the library. The show where we talk about Halo lore on Tuesdays, but now it's Thursday, and Thursdays are for talking about the community. You know, okay, on Tuesday we talked a little bit about mobile gaming, especially Halo's mobile gaming, and also did things like talked about the places you can get connected, like discord.gg/JumperScape, and also like where you can support us, like patreon.com/JumperScape, ko-fi.com/JumperScape, all that.
Yeah.
But aside from that, did you guys know it's actually rumored that the next Halo game is going to be a mobile game?
That would hurt my soul.
That's such a bad idea.
There's a lot of rumor talk about it.
Like I would just be disappointed and then move on to the next thing.
The thing is that I never know whether to give merit to these people. There's all sorts of rumors. There's rumors all the time. Halo is filled with them, and they're especially coming from people like that one account on Twitter that I despise, the one that I think is it like the name is a girl, the profile picture is an AI generated image of a girl, but it's 100% not a girl.
They're out there.
It's a weird account. It says a lot of weird stuff, claims that they have so many sources, refuses to cite them, says they have a lot of people on the inside. Somehow Microsoft hasn't found them and cut them. It's like, you can't usually just do that. You can't usually just out company secrets and then be fine afterwards. It's not usually how that goes.
Yeah, there tends to be some legal ramifications that get in your way.
Yeah, so I don't believe it usually. And I don't believe the mobile game thing either. It's just, it's annoying how frequently these rumors.
Can I try one of those?
What, limoncello LaCroix?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Limoncello sounds like I might like it.
It's, I've described it before. It's...
Oh, Sprite with the volume turned down?
Like Sprite with the volume turned down.
My palate has been growing massively in the last couple months, so I'm wondering if maybe today.
It feels, I'm going to say, like, these sort of drinks feel great because they don't have sugar in them. And there's not even like a sugar replacement like sucralose or aspartame.
Can I have one too?
Yeah. I can talk to myself. It's fine. Go for it.
I'll get you one.
Thank you.
I was going to say I'm really good at talking to myself these days.
I'll stick around to make sure you don't just talk in an empty room with nothing but microphones.
But I don't know. It's like the community is always concerning me with how often they want to talk about the downfall of the franchise. I get it. Like, there's a whole video that I have that I want to finish soon it talks about this problem. Halo's running out of things to talk about. You can find niche things. You can find the specifics. You can poke and prod at, what was the name of the grunt that you saw on the platform in Assault in the Control Room that's all freaking out about the Pelican coming down? You can ask these questions, but it's not adding anything. And that's really part of a lot of my concern, is that it's just, I think these rumors, these leaks that everyone tries to go for, the way that Halo is constantly kind of being undermined by the community.
Good.
I'm betting that part of it is we don't have enough new. We don't have anything to interact with. There's no mysteries to unlock. And even then, when there are mysteries, we just immediately destabilize. We immediately uncover them. It's not even that hard anymore. When Infinite released on PC and we just had access to the files, you could just access them. All the Easter eggs were found. All of the hidden secrets were found. And when MCC released the Golden MOA, it was a really cool addition. Like, you could go through your campaigns, find the skulls that you already know where they are once you've played them enough times, and you can now go and find these Golden MOA that are hidden in the campaign missions, and they are randomized every week. Oh, that's cool. There's only 3 in every campaign, so it's really cool. Until you start going onto YouTube, because there are people who have access to software that they can just kind of pull from General Kit, I think, that just has all of the possible locations, and you can just check all the possible locations in the software, find them, and then do a video on the most efficient route to get all 3 Golden MOA in like under 5 minutes.
Darn.
It's like, it's not possible.
I mean, that's the community coming together in a way, I guess.
It is, but that's the thing, is that I don't know. I always think back to I've been getting a lot of nostalgia recently, not just like what the community used to be like, what gaming used to be like. I've been getting a lot of memories that have been sort of gone for a long time coming back, of what I want to say are like quintessential moments of what playing on Xbox back in the day was like. Before Xbox 360, I remember it well. I would go over to my cousin's house because it was a family thing. We would go over to our cousins' houses to do parties and stuff. And I wouldn't want to hang out with the adults because I'm a child. I don't care about them. And so I would ask where my cousins were.
Yeah, they just sit there and talk the whole time.
Yeah, who does that? And I would ask where my fellow children were, and they're like, they're in the basement. I'm like, cool. Go down into the basement, and it has you look around. What you see is like a teenager lives down there, so it's a little bit of a mess. There's punk rock stickers everywhere. There's posters for Godzilla and stuff around, and you see just a box television playing Fusion Frenzy on the original Xbox with your cousin just sort of sitting there on the edge of his bed, leaned halfway against this wall that's way too far to the right for him to be leaning on it.
Man, is this basement also my bedroom?
And he's just playing Fusion Frenzy with two other kids on the floor. And I'm just, it was interesting. And then there's another memory I've had. I was visiting a friend of some kind. Don't remember who it was, but I was visiting a friend. And again, another situation. There was no gaming chair. You just set up the TV and your Xbox in your bedroom, and you used the bed. That was your chair. And he was playing The Force Unleashed on, again, a CRT TV. And he wanted help getting through a mission because I'd finished the game, and I'm sitting here like 11 years old. He hands me the controller. I just kick back on his bed and beat the level for him. And it was groundbreaking in terms of how the game was. It was fun. And I'm thinking about how the community is, and like Halo used to be different. Halo used to be really different. Everyone likes to say that Halo's popularity was just blown up because mass media at the time was just centered around it. It wasn't that popular. It only had 1 million players. It didn't have that many. Like PUBG has 18 million. Fortnite has hundreds of millions of players. It's like, you don't really understand what it was like to go to school, go to a real elementary public school as a child, and every kid, every boy specifically, is talking about Master Chief, or the time you killed a hunter and that was the coolest thing in school because no kid could kill a hunter, or that, trying to avoid talking about Prophet of Truth around killing Prophet of Truth around the kid who hadn't played Halo 3 yet. Like, it was a cultural phenomenon where everything just sort of gets put aside. Everyone starts talking about Halo like it's the coolest ever. And then the other side of it, the rumors were more entertaining. These days it's like, oh, what's going to break the franchise this time? Back in the day, Golden Warthog. Back in the day, Hidden Dancing Grunt. Back in the day, other franchise, a woman in this doorway will shoot you if you hit this door the right way in Modern Warfare 2. Rumors used to be fun and cool.
Remember the Modern Warfare 2 old lady?
That's what we were talking about.
Sorry, I just wanted to bring it up.
Favela, no, it's
What is favela?
Underpass. It was
Underpass.
Yeah, it was Underpass.
And and
that video, I believed it, man. I believed it.
I replicated.
I believed in the ghost of Vacant too.
The ghost of Halo 2 was a thing. People just believed this stuff. I remember so well. I even tried this. There was a video doing the typical, like, if we could just pull from the zombies community, because they did this the most. Guaranteed ray gun if you crouch, lay down, knife the bottom of the box, stand up, shoot 7 times exactly, one more or one less and it's over. Do all of that.
And it would never work except the one time you did get the ray gun. You're like, see, I told you. I told you it worked.
I hated those videos because I fell for them hard.
And there was one for Halo 3 that I fell for. On the map Sand Trap, there's a ship overhead. It's the UNSC Aegis Fate. It's over the map, and it's just a little detail, but this guy modded his game on his Xbox so that it was a physical object rather than a background scenery object. You could fly up to it, get inside the hangar bay, and inside the hangar bay was a motorcycle. And so it was a video titled "Hidden," like all caps, "Hidden Motorcycle in Halo 3." And I'm just like, what?
And I think a lot of this speaks to the larger issue that the internet has kind of lost its mystique.
That everything has,
yeah. Well, like the fact that I have to watch like ARG videos to try and relive the mystique the internet used to have, because like back in the Wild West days of the internet, you never knew what was real. You know, you either just believed everything or you didn't believe anything.
I thought that was an alien behind George W.
I still do.
It was a gray, damn it. It was a gray.
So many single moms in my area. Wow.
It was so different. And now rumors are just like, you understand everything right when the game launches. When we were kids, we wanted answers, and we grew up to being adults who can find those answers. When I'm thinking back still, it's just different. It's so weird thinking about how Halo's community used to be different. First of all, it used to be everywhere. I couldn't go anywhere without seeing somebody talking. It's like Helldivers, actually, right now. Helldivers is a fantastic, unique experience that I wish could have lasted a little longer. Because the problem is,
James,
Helldivers is doing a salute. The problem with Helldivers is that Sony killed it. Like,
hard. They smashed Helldivers. Like, I smacked the bee out of this room that one time we were recording.
Yep.
I put the glove on and everything.
Because Helldivers.
And there's something I was going to bring up, and now it's going to be controversial, or more controversial.
What?
I was going to say, honestly, I think Halo going to PlayStation would be great for the franchise.
No. Because here's the thing. I'll tell you why, all right? I don't argue this very often, especially not on the internet, because the internet isn't a place to argue. It's not a place to get your mind changed. It's just there to shout into a chamber.
Yeah, it's fun.
I hate it. No, it makes me angry every day because I can't. A person who just has to read words easily will try their very best to disprove every word that you say, destabilize it, just sort of dissect it as carefully as they can. When you're actually having a one-on-one conversation, that's when you're able to actually have a legitimate discussion, a legitimate debate. It just doesn't work on the internet. You're just shouting at nothing, and it makes you upset for the rest of your day for no apparent reason other than the fact that you may or may not, and usually may not, get somebody to agree with your very specific viewpoint of the world. So here's the thing. The reason why it shouldn't be on PlayStation is a very, very specific thing. It not even specific. It is a domino effect. The moment people talk about exclusivity like it's a greed thing, it's not. It's really, really not. Because thinking about it, it's like if you're gonna buy $1,000 PC, sure, it's gonna be lasting you longer, and then you can skip generations and stuff like that. You already bought 2 consoles by that point. It's not that big a deal. But setting aside that price point thing right there, because my PC is way more expensive, man. It's like I can run Cyberpunk on my Xbox Series X at the same level that I run my PC. My PC has mods, but my Series X is doing the same thing my PC is doing, and my Xbox Series X was $400. Like, you can't argue it with that anymore. But exclusivity does a very important thing, in that it keeps the concept of consoles alive. It keeps the concept of ownership alive, because it ties into a much bigger thing. Consoles are currently getting pushed out. They're currently getting replaced. That's not good. It's really not good, because the moment that consoles no longer exist and streaming platforms come in, you want to talk about not owning your games? How about having your game just forcefully uninstalled from your system, or having a game that you're just not allowed to access anymore? Like, we're going to enter into a stage of so much lost media as soon as we go all streaming. I can go right now and play Halo 3. I can go right now and play Halo Infinite, kind of, because it's only a license to play. It doesn't actually have the game on the disc. The disc is basically just a magical key. That's all that it is. It's like, what we need is improvements to discs. We need improvements to smaller forms of information, so we don't have to download stuff. It's part of that bigger problem, is my point. If they make Halo available on everything, that'd be really cool. Could play with my Nintendo friends. Could play with my PlayStation friends. I don't have any of those. But I have Nintendo friends. Just don't got PlayStation friends. But you do that. First of all, PlayStation is never in hell going to give away some of their biggest IPs to Xbox. That's not going to happen. And it would just make Xbox look like, yeah, sure, you could argue that it's going to be making them look more like the Gamers for All thing, but it's just going to make them look like the weak link in the whole industry. The thing is that Helldivers does it well. They say it in a very specific way. If your game is for everybody, then it's for nobody. Halo right now is for Xbox players. If you try to start to appeal to everyone, literally everyone, the jump to PC was hard enough as it is. Because now you're trying to make it so that Halo works for console players who have been playing on controller for years, and now they're going up against Crack Johnny over here with his 2,000 gallons of G Fuel, absolutely dumping sweat on you while throwing his mouse.
And he got that 240 hertz monitor and is clocking ridiculous amounts of frames that he can like sense the future.
Yes. And like PlayStation, they're stuck with controller. Nintendo, they're stuck on their own little things. But the thing is that the easier that it is to just keep your game to be running on one specific thing, they would have to make Halo run on everything. They would have to build it that way. That would be awful. They're already having a hard enough time on 2 platforms. It's like, I understand the appeal. I want to play the game. Then go buy the console. Go get a PC. Go get a laptop. Like most games can run on a laptop these days. I know that it costs money. If that's the case, then you don't need it that bad. It's a video game. It's not that important that you need to spend thousands of dollars to play that one single video game that is available on one single console or one single platform. It's not that real. It's not that deep. It is a great game, play Halo, but it's more than that. It links everything together with this overall problem that platforms need to be there. If at any point, let's say if Steam took over, let's say that Xbox, gets bought by Steam, or the 2 consoles just fall off because they aren't making enough money off of their console sales. Their streaming platforms fail. xCloud gets its code sold to Steam, and PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Move get bought by Steam VR, and Steam just owns everything. That company now owns basically the fate of the industry. And the best part about the console war is that it constantly pushes for better and better games. Like PlayStation is out here trying to find its niche with single player experiences, and Xbox is out here trying to find its niche with multiplayer experiences. And that creates such a cool dichotomy of PlayStation creating these games like Spider-Man and God of War and Last of Us, and they're trying to make this deeper narrative stuff. Xbox over here reinforcing gamers. They want to make gamers connect together, so they're reinforcing games like 33 Immortals that are all about like 33 players against PvE experiences. That's super cool. I don't know if it's exclusive, but it's still a cool idea that they're directly supporting them from the game showcase. If you take away the consoles, if you take away all competition, there is absolutely no push to ever find excellence ever again, because you control the money. You control everything. What's the point? There's no competition. What are you going to do? Fight yourself? All you got now is just fight the chart. Now that you own everything, now just get everyone a console. As soon as a baby pops out, hand them a phone.
And Gabe Newell will be the first bajillionaire.
Gosh, I hope so.
You ever think about what will happen to Steam when he's gone?
A lot, actually, because right now he's the sole proprietor.
Yeah, and he's the reason it's such a, like, say what you want about Steam, it's such a friendly service.
Honestly, it's the perfect service. I'd say so. Aside from download speeds, but I understand why it's throttled. It's perfect. You don't pay for it. The sales, the constant sales are amazing. Even for new games that drop, they're just like, oh, did it drop last week? Huh. Well, here's a 10% off. Yeah. I love
God,
Newell.
little Xbox fanboy me in 2013 hated the name Gabe Newell. Because he's the poster boy of the PC Master Race crowd. Like back when, I feel like you still see that, but it's not nearly as common.
Yeah.
It's mainly PlayStation and Xbox arguing with each other on Twitter.
Usually. And to that point, do you get my point on that? Do you still think that Halo would be not just because remember,
I think I was just coming from it more from a place of like, what can get Halo back on top? Because I've lost faith that the current Xbox audience has any like goodwill.
The problem, I think, is if you do that, like, yes, it would just be replaced by PlayStation fans, but you would just alienate and get rid of the Xbox fans that you had left.
And well, maybe. I feel like the vast majority of your average players don't give a shit.
Well, that's the thing, is that they might not care, but the actual Halo fans are going to care. Like, you're going to lose what's left of your core audience. The PlayStation fans will be elated. The PC players are already fine. The Nintendo
and I think it's the thing is Halo to PC was completely botched.
Mm-hmm.
Is another problem because there was so much excitement and then nothing.
Yeah,
because MCC was fun for PC players to experience, but they didn't have that. A lot of them probably didn't have that special dedication to Halo.
Nope.
So once they like experience the things they need to experience, you know, you move on to all the millions of other games on PC. And then Infinite was just nothing special.
And more importantly, if you're not playing Halo Infinite on your PC, you're actually at a detriment. You're never going to go pro. You're never going to do good at the game against them. I play Infinite on PC because I've played on Xbox. I've played it. I have it on my Xbox.
I've only
installed.
played Infinite on Xbox.
You play it on PC and you feel like a god. There's nothing stopping you. You are literally faster than your opponents on console.
And this is talking about even if you play with a controller.
Mm-hmm. If you play with a controller, your refresh rate is faster. Your frame rate is faster. Your ping is better. Everything is better on PC. That's just a fundamental fact because you can pump as much money as you want into the technology. You can only upgrade your Xbox so much, like legally. and that's the issue is you're trying to make a game work for multiple audiences. And as soon as you do that, it's no longer for the audience that you started with. If it had stayed with Xbox, sure, it might not have sold as well, but who cares? You weren't selling it anyway. It was free. They weren't thinking about this at all. Whoever was doing it, I don't know who. I just want to talk to him. I genuinely
want to talk to him.
I don't even want to chew the guy out. I just want to know. I want to know why. I want to know what was the decision. I want to know how long it took for you to get to the point that you're just like, well, what if we just f***ed it up? And like,
well, that's what makes it so difficult to understand what's going on, what has been going on with Infinite. Because I say the game right now feels like it's in a good place.
Zombies mode is really fun.
Yeah. Not as replayable as real zombies, unfortunately.
No.
We played it one time and I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But it just feels like there's one guy working on it.
Sometimes, and there probably is. They probably already shifted to the next game.
And that is hard.
Especially when they said it was going to be there for 10 years.
Yeah. I honestly had the under on that.
BS from the beginning.
The under on it. I'm like, there's no way.
That would just be dumb. Because we're talking about marketing. How in the world are you going to keep a game like Halo that has been famously on a 2 to 3 year cycle to 10 years before the next game? You want your fan base to die? That's how you kill it.
Originally, I expected it to be kind of like a Call of Duty HQ. I hate that.
It's
I
terrible.
hate the Call of Duty HQ.
It's so dumb.
But I assumed it was going to be something like that, where there'd be new experiences and new games in Halo Infinite.
That's what we were theorizing, that there was like going to be extra expanded campaigns using the Infinite engine. Arbiter was going to come back in his own separate story. We had that one. That was fun.
And we didn't get that. That's not what it was. It was a genuine attempt to keep a game live service for 10 years. And, you know, there's still a possibility that happens on accident.
I guess.
They just need to go back to the like 2 to 3 year release schedule, honestly.
I don't even know how possible that is these days.
I don't know.
Studio.
Well, games are just getting more expensive needlessly. I think it's honestly suffering from the same thing Hollywood is.
Spending too much and producing too little.
You don't get it. This movie has to be $700 million for a movie that was written by one guy who has never written anything in his entire life.
Hollywood has its own problems. I think they mirror the gaming world a lot. But
the whole entire media industry, they're all connected. They all talk to each other. They have to.
I'm not saying it's never been about money, but it's never felt more like it's about money than it does these days.
You know, before we take off from this topic and get into community interaction, Connor, I want your thoughts on what would you think about Halo going global? goes PlayStation, Nintendo, ends up on your smart TV.
That's definitely something to talk about. Definitely more people would come into the franchises and overall, but what would you be doing to your core audience base at that point? And would your core audience base even not like they would get a choice on whether it's happening or not. I don't know, I think more people in the community is always a good thing, but at the same time, it's always been an Xbox thing.
Yeah, I was just curious because we've got the connection to the franchise from childhood. You didn't have that.
Yeah,
like you just kind of saw it every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Every now and then, I just kind of Halo for Christmas. I'll play the campaign and go back to Call of Duty.
Yep, and that's why I was curious because it's like, think of it. Let's think of it. Are there any exclusives that you were ever like a huge fan of?
Forza.
What if Forza went on PlayStation? What if Gran Turismo bought Forza? Basically,
like in a point to where Forza wouldn't exist anymore.
To the point that Forza is just on all platforms. You're playing against players on all platforms. Because let's say like PlayStation was like, oh, Gran Turismo's not working. What? James just showed us a crossover. It looks like a leak. It's really funny. It just says Fortnite X Marlboro
2025.
But yeah, let's say Gran Turismo goes under. PlayStation strikes up a deal with Xbox, and Phil Spencer decides that Forza on PlayStation is a good idea.
Honestly, as long as they don't do no like exclusivity deals, like PlayStation players get the Lamborghini Super Turbo Plus. As long as they didn't do anything like that, I honestly wouldn't be that too big of a deal, I guess, because I don't think the community in Forza is as tightly into this as Halo, but
the car lore.
But the car.
I don't know. Maybe we can open up the conversation about what if Halo went global, and maybe even now with the car guys, Forza went global. Because I don't know if you're with me on this, I guess. Halo, it's a bad idea. Any game. I even think this about like I'm happy that I can play Spider-Man now, but even a game like Spider-Man, it felt like such a treasure that it was only on PlayStation. You're just like, that's what the console can do, and now it's on PSC, and it's like, oh, the PlayStation 4 is actually trash. It just could barely render it because we didn't have a comparison point.
I've put a little more thought into that question. I guess one thing I wouldn't like about it is the skill pool going up more because there's going to be more good people to join.
There's also the massive debate between how consoles and PCs and everything like that render stuff. The conversation would get so annoying because there's people that have compared like, oh, here's what Halo Infinite looks like on console and PC, and here's how you can make it look better and all this stuff. And it's like, man, nothing is just about playing the game anymore. Not even a little bit.
The only difference I've seen going from console to PC is just things run smoother. That's it.
Hey there, Halo fans. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with our friends right after these messages.
There's a lot to it, but aside from it running smoother, the game can look better. I mean, Halo Infinite on PC, just Halo Infinite on or Halo MCC on PC straight up has something. It has a mode. I think this only exists on PC. I haven't checked because I haven't played on console in a long time. But there's a section called graphics mode, classic versus enhanced. And I think enhanced was introduced with the PC update, and it's like just better high resolution graphics for all of the games.
Not the same rock.
Not the same rock. They're all different rocks now. Anyway, you guys ready to get into our reviews?
I love this part.
Not a whole lot today. Not even a new part of the story, unfortunately.
Oh,
I think it's fine though because Shane's not even here.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say if there's a new part, we're waiting for Shane.
Yeah. So what we've got is 5 stars from Clodocat83. I have joined the Discord.
Yay!
Thanks.
Thanks. Is that it?
Yes.
I have joined the Discord. 5 stars.
When you listen to this episode, tag me in Discord and say, it's me, so I know who you are. I don't know these Apple names.
Throw me on that tag as well. Why not?
5 stars from Alien Boy. The Schmyberry. The new show should be called The Schmyberry, a JumperScapers community cast.
You know, you do be cooking.
Welcome back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Schmyberry.
Brought to you by
JumperScapers community. Oh, gosh.
Have they started to even come up with a name for themselves yet? I totally forgot about that.
No. And the more that I think about it, the Bullfrogs thing is kind of fun. It's just, it's so specific. That's the sad
What's
part.
up, Bullfrogs?
Like, Bullfrogs is a cool one. It's just, it's unfortunately too specific.
Because they jump. They jump.
These days, I'm thinking, right?
I'm jumping.
I know. I don't know. I don't really know what I would want to. I don't even know if a nickname is necessary. You know what I mean?
Just let them come up with a name.
They'll figure it out.
They'll stick one themselves.
So last one is from 1111 Wither King. 5 stars. Killtacular audio drama. Do you like Alex Wakeford and his amazing short stories and wish they were made into an audio drama? Well, then this is the audio drama for you then. From the creators of Tarkov, A Halo Story, The Library, Halo Lorecast, Room 237, and Collateral Creatives. Man, you just listed our entire lineup. JumperScape Audio immerses you in the amazing short stories of Halo. From in-universe to out-of-universe, you'll find yourself enjoying every tense moment of these spectacular short stories. Sincerely, Kim Dorian of Spotify. Oh, that was a review for Swords and Waypoint, I think. Let me see. Yep. Yeah, it was. It was for Swords and Waypoint specifically. I can see all of them whenever I look at all. Like, I select all in our review scanner, basically, I guess. I should have noticed that it said Swords and Waypoint at the top right corner. But cool. Glad you're watching it or listening. I mean, if you watch it on YouTube, we did make some very special visual content for that one this year. This month. This month, I meant to say this month. My name is Ewok. Patreon.
Patreon.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Thank you to our patrons, which are as follows. Love you guys. I'm hoping that we get more of you guys in here soon because we love reading the names, and the more of you that join up on the Patreon and join the Council of Patreon names that they've set up, it's just going to be getting better and better. Council of Patreon names: Lactating Snake Nipples II, Jacob Adlam, Kyle, Scion Esports. Love you guys. Thank you for supporting us. It's Default 456, Dark Salad 42. It's Dick Hammerbush. Austin holds Master Chief's yodeling pickle. Dong Crowbar Shrub. James I Cast Gun. Prepare to meet God. Roll for Initiative. Mando. Mr. Shifter, James Zealot, Seth Rutherford. Wait, is this actually like all of them? Because I don't get it. There's some of the I can't pick like both active and paid members because it says Margarita Ortega, but I'm pretty sure Margarita Ortega hasn't been supported for a long time. I don't know how this list works. I'm gonna have to figure it out at some point. Margarita Ortega, Mr. Shifter, James Zealot, Seth Rutherford, Shane's #1 Bears fan, Spartan Dave, Captain Varco, UNSC Walk Softly, Cool Blazer, H Ghost, Last Dawn Reactions, Mo Maggot Y'all, and Spartan Buko G156, Vermin, Addy Criminal, Austin embraces the sheer power of Master Chief's yodeling pickle, Batman using explosive gel in Shane's garage door, Big Feet the Pondered, Connor Clark, Dapper Dame, Dylan, Lactating Gator, Lactating Milk MT, Linda Marie.
Hey, Linda!
Onyx Diablo X, Sergeant Forges Chipotle Shotgun. Shane, will you please move James over there? Thanks, Pookie.
Damn, he's not here. He can't move me.
The Lactation of Mercy.
I want him to pick me up with his big, strong arm.
The Lactation of Mercy. Blood for the blood god. Skull for the skull throne. There's one more that he didn't include in here. Milk for the cornflakes. Brennan Pfeiffer, Sky Cairo, Izmazdaz Gadeedle, Eliza Jax O'Malley, Keith 077. Shane, we need to talk about your future at JumperScape. I don't think it's working out. Cheyenne can validate you on your way out.
Keep these up. Keep these up.
Keep these up. Slapnuts, Tucker, Tyson.
So you can really genuinely look at him and start saying it.
Yes, I can remember this like a script.
Listen to this. He's not going to know.
Slapnuts, Tucker, Tyson Rue 88, Aussie ODST, Austin Taylor, Damien Groth, Dr. Lactator, Dragon Eyes, Face McShooty, Ginger Boy Head Ass. He's back. Hayden, Halo, Reach Around, Cortana, Hamilton. Help Austin, I'm stranded on Reach. Ongoy Wife, no. I, Austin Murphy, being of sound mind and body, without any outside interference and free of bias, would like to publicly claim John Smith, Lactating Snake Nipples, the first, Council of Patreon names, Mando 2.0, Pity 104, Shane's Pet, Ooh, Grave Mind. Shane, this is a risky move, for it is against the will of the council, but I just couldn't let you suffer. Ginger Boy Head Ass. He made his name that. The Council of Patreon names wishes Austin a happy birthday. It's not my birthday. One of my buddies from college sent me a Xbox, like original Xbox keycap. It looks like the original Xbox. I have it as my escape key now. And everyone thought it was my birthday because he said happy birthday. And like, it's not my birthday. My birthday is August 5th. Okay. It's not my birthday. The Goob, X3chian, Zengil, bro, holy guacamole. Those toes are delicious. Claude Spark 5970, Daniel Dumpweed, Garrus Vicarian, Halo the Guy, Iskari, Kiri, Kyle Hooley, look what you've done to my bloody shed, man. And finally, Warm Apple Smiles.
Yeah. Please go back to Ungoy Food Nipple.
I do.
Even though I really like Swouse.
I like Swouse. Swouse is fun.
I can endorse the Swouse.
Swouse.
All right. Thank you all. Supporting us, it goes a long way. It really does. It's made it so that we can go to HCS this year. So, you know.
Now leave me alone forever.
No.
Funny guy.
Q&A time.
Funny things.
Q&A time. You ready?
No.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Thank you, Connor. Bloody Shedman 3237 asks, would you rather jump feet first into hell in an ODST pod and as an ODST and survive for only a few days in the peak of the Human Covenant War and have a legacy for doing so, or jump feet first into hell as Master Chief? You're not Master Chief, just a regular Spartan 2. Wait. As Master Chief, or are we Master Chief or are we not Master Chief? Because that's a contradictory statement right there. Jump feet first into hell as Master Chief did. You know, other Spartans have dropped in pods, right? Like, he did it in Halo 2, I get it, but like, it's not the only time that's happened. And land how he did in Halo 3?
Halo 3?
He never dropped in a pod in Halo.
You're overthinking it. Just finish the question.
I'm not overthinking. He's underthinking it. And be armor locked until the dying days of the war. Okay, I get it now. I get it. He's talking about the intro of the game. He didn't jump feet first into hell. He just fell. It's different, whatever. Until the dying days of the war, and then serve accordingly as a Spartan 2, but have no legacy and just be known as the Spartan who laid there through the war. So your question is, do we want to go into a war as ODSTs and survive for only a few days, so we die eventually, but we have a legacy for dying, or be a Spartan and get knocked out at the beginning of the war and then just be knocked out for the entirety of the war?
I choose life. I'll live.
I choose dying from my species, okay? If I was a Spartan 2 and I was out of the fight, you have any idea how much of a crisis Spartan 2s go in where they aren't fighting for just a week?
You know,
I will remember you.
At least actually, no, according to this, you won't. I go without a legacy.
No, I thought I go.
You go without a legacy. Yeah, you remember me. Yeah, that's true. You both get forgotten.
Yeah, I'll be like, that guy was an idiot.
No, I saved humanity. I saved human lives.
You sounds like Oni propaganda to me.
Well, think about that next time you talk to your buddy John, okay? Because supposedly he saved everybody, but Oni propagates that too.
At least I'll be able to talk to him.
Yeah, sounds like Oni propaganda to me.
At least I can talk to the chief. Dead man.
Lactating Atriox asks, what would you guys... There was a what missing. What would you guys think of a spin-off game RPG made by BioWare back when they made great games like Code or Baldur's Gate? It's Baldur's Gate 3. What? Wait. I don't think BioWare made Baldur's Gate. I'm pretty sure that was somebody else. Anyway,
Halo game, yeah, I'll play it.
Would it do well in today's fan base? No, probably not. As for an RPG, I mean, I don't think that would work. I don't.
If done well, it will work.
Because you would have to implement like weapon leveling systems and enemy leveling systems. It would be a lot like Destiny, actually, in terms of how it actually plays.
I'm good.
There you go. That's all you gotta say. Dark Matter Whiskey asks, where did the idea for the name JumperScape originate from? Can either of you two guys answer that?
Nope.
Well, Austin loves ODSTs, and they jump. They're hell jumpers.
To clarify, I didn't name it.
Okay. Did your mom come up with it?
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Yep. Because basically, I walked into her kitchen. I was staying at her place for a bit in between semesters in college, and I walk into her kitchen. And I'm just like, dude, I don't know what to name my company that I'm going to build eventually. I don't know what to name it. Like I want to do something like Helljumper Soundscape, but like that's a lot. That's really wordy. But I want to tie it to Halo, but I also want to talk about how it's a soundscape because it's an audio thing. Because I was going to keep JumperScape as originally just audio, but then I wanted to do more, so it built off of that. And she just like turns around, blank face, just JumperScape, and I'm like, huh, that rolls off the tongue really well.
Branding.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank your mother for branding.
Yes.
Moms are
Your mother. Your mother.
Moms are superheroes. Changed my mind.
They are.
Get when you mix an ungoy and a human.
Your mother.
Oh,
Thanks, Connor.
gotcha.
Orange Est Moy asks, who would win in these fights?
You know, those who stare for longer than 2 Earth seconds are honor bound to mate. I was joking.
Thank you. That was good.
I like that
was
one.
good. Who would win in these fights? I'll go in sequence. Chief versus Vader. Vader.
Vader.
Unless
Chief has no way to break out of the Force.
he has no way to break out of the Force. But if he gets a shot off, Star Wars universe has very, very few solutions to basic ballistics.
I actually watched a video comparing blaster bolt speed and bullets, and
Bullets are way faster.
they are way faster. But the films do not do justice how fast blasters are. And essentially, Chief would probably take multiple shot attempts to still get Vader.
Maybe, but the thing is like the reason why there's so few solutions to the bullet, lightsaber doesn't deflect, it melts the bullet. The bullet maintains its momentum. It goes through the lightsaber.
Yes.
Yeah, Vader
has armor, though.
Yeah, Vader would be
Not
fine
very
with
good
the
armor.
It's still armor, and I think he could take it.
Yeah, considering that he doesn't have most of his body parts, he's not feeling that where the melted bullet.
And
would
also,
land.
Because like
pretty much all of his nerves are completely shredded.
Cooked.
Because I'm thinking like, how many shots from the Combat Evolved Magnum could he realistically take? Especially if he was shot in the head.
Well, one, if it's melted, it's still melted. It's just probably gonna fling shrapnel in his face.
It's still moving really, really fast. And that shrapnel has killed Jedi before.
But it turns into
Yes.
liquid at that
Jedi
point.
wearing just robes.
That's true. I don't know. I think he still got
I think
a
his
chance.
helmet is probably the safest place he could get hit.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think Chief has a chance. I just think he's cooked.
Yeah, Chief isn't winning.
And the only way that Chief is
In a fair fight, here's the thing. Because you can make the argument maybe if Chief was posted up 1,000 meters away with a sniper, yeah, he probably would win. But if we're talking they're both dropped into an empty space and a thing goes, fight.
Vader just
Instantly, Vader just going,
yeah, just grabbing his ass.
and Chief's going,
force
oh.
choking.
he was helpless against it one time. He'd be helpless against it another time.
Exactly. And that wasn't even the Force. That was probably just like magnets and shit.
Contest number 2: Chief versus forklift.
Chief.
Is this the Halo Reach forklift?
Here's the thing. Could you run over in a 2-player co-op your friend playing as Chief with the forklift and he'd die?
No. You can't splatter them.
You can't splatter?
They don't move fast enough.
Oh, never mind.
In Halo Infinite, though, those physics.
Well, Chief. I take back my point.
Chief versus Doom Guy.
Doom Guy.
Dude, we've answered this like 100 times.
We're probably going to answer it 100 more.
Like, I like Halo at all. I will come out and say Doom Guy he's gonna clap Chief every time. No contest.
Bro went in 1v million hell.
Yeah.
For eons.
This guy has his opinions listed. My opinions. Chief and Vader would be pretty close because Chief fought the Didact, but Vader takes the dub. Well, Chief didn't really fight the Didact. He was more helpless against the Didact until his blue girlfriend nerfed the Didact hard.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but the Didact was literally in blue bondage.
Yeah.
And got a grenade shoved in his chest when he couldn't defend himself.
And clearly needed to have his hand raised to use whatever power he was using. Vader can just think, and it happens.
That brings the question, does Vader just do it to be dramatic?
Probably.
Or do you think it makes it even stronger?
I've always thought, do you think that they're
kind of like think of like Harry Potter, how like they don't need to say the spell, but saying it makes it easier? I've
thought about this a lot because I've been just like, okay, do you need to move your fingers to mind trick people? Because they always do it. Is that just to make it? Is it just a visual cue for the audience to know that that's what they're doing?
I think that's what it is.
Because I don't understand their point otherwise.
The only example I can think of it not happening is The Force Awakens, and we're not going to get into sequel opinions, okay? But
trash.
I actually think it's the best of those three.
It's the best of the three. It's still trash.
But Rey did it. But she was strapped to a chair, so you can't exactly.
No, just stares really, really deeply at the stormtrooper.
That's my favorite mind trick stormtrooper in Star Wars, though. He's just like, I will loosen these restraints and leave the door open.
Next one was Chief versus Forklift. Forklift because too much plot armor from department store. Lifting evolved. And just OP character department store lifting evolved. That's funny.
Sorry, random other side tangent.
Mm-hmm.
My other favorite stormtrooper is also in the sequels, and it's that one who's like talking to 3PO in episode 9, and he's like, where's this ship from? And he's like, and 3PO's like, he's like, that's not even a language. He gets shot in the face.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. It's not even a language.
I love stormtroopers. They're so dumb.
Chief owns Doom Guy because like alien weapons too easy and Chief has faced worse. No, he hasn't. The moment he faces Doom Guy, that is the greatest threat he has ever faced in his career.
Here's the thing. He's bulkier than Chief, and that's just his arms.
Yes. He is stronger than Chief without the armor on. Once he puts on the armor, he is like 20 times stronger than Chief.
And then, if you've played the DLCs, Doom Guy becomes a literal god.
And even before that, he slayed Satan twice
with his bare hands.
He was so dangerous. The demons had to banish him in his own special place in hell where he could just kill demons endlessly instead of wiping out their population.
He decided to go to hell to fight demons for eons.
Because he stayed on Earth, then he went to hell to punish Satan for the invasion, then he came back to Earth, and then they came back after the agreement to not do that again, and he went back to hell and locked himself in hell to punish them.
He also uses weapons to entertain himself. He can use his hands. He can't die.
What are you talking about? Alien weapons? What is the BFG if not the most wild alien weapon you've ever seen?
I don't think that one's alien.
What's your opinion, James?
That. I was just sitting here like fucking smiling like an idiot.
TLDR, opinion invalid. Not enough context. Please see me after class.
Long story short, Doom Guy wins. No diff.
Next question comes from Don Lays, Connor's Attic, and Austin's Car.
Hey.
Do you think Halo 5 would be better if Halo 5 allowed us to play as Buck? It does.
I think he means as like the main character.
I guess.
Here's the thing. As the leader of Alpha 9, buy it. As the leader of this particular kill squad, no.
I would have
don't buy
preferred.
it.
I would have preferred that just the entirety of Alpha 9 was Fireteam Osiris instead.
That'd be cool. That'd make it work.
They would have much better chemistry.
But like for Osiris, like this, like the role that Osiris like plays, and like their kind of pseudo bad guy kind of thing, Locke's a better fit because you can like kind of, it's easier to not like him.
Much easier.
A little bit too much easier. They could have helped him out a little bit, but
I wanted him back so bad at Infinite to try to redeem him a little bit.
like that'd be really cool seeing like coming across like actual characters stranded on the ring.
I was so excited for the potential of Locke and Chief doing some cool stuff together.
Oh, let's not get into
Just
it.
Chief being like, "You hunted me," and he's like, "Well, now we're friends, so let's get some work done." That would have been awesome.
Realistically, 2 years have passed. I'm sure they've probably buried the hatchet by now.
Who knows? Maybe those.
They seem like they buried the hatchet pretty fast.
Like immediately after he was saved.
Yeah, he was like, cool.
And Locke, cool.
Let's go find a pelican now.
Buck in the back. I am also here.
And then Tanaka be like, and I muted the wrong microphone.
It's fine. Next question comes from Lactating Atriox again. Have you seen the Great Historical Archives of the Skibbity War? It has a Wikipedia.
Let's not.
No.
I would act like you didn't say anything at all.
What the Sigma?
Flyboy Pfeiffer asks, I need baby names. What you got? Boy or girl names? Okay, so Linda, Kelly, Fred, John, Arthur, Solomon,
George,
Emil, Carter, Kat,
Connor, Austin, James, Shane,
Ashton,
Cheyenne.
Man, this is hard.
Arby's.
Wendy.
To my only son, I
McDonald.
bestow my favorite word.
Arby's. No, don't ever eat an Arby's, me boy. I'm fucking dying.
Those are just some ideas. If you want to honorable mention Jerome,
Yodeling Pickle.
Now we have to sit here and wait.
Whoever sent the pickle.
Did we ever find out who sent the pickle?
No.
Reveal yourself.
Dawn of Lactating Moose, Council of Patreon names, asks, red or blue? Red.
Blue.
Red has been scientifically proven to win games more in online multiplayer.
Okay.
55% win rate.
You don't understand. Okay, maybe I've changed. Maybe I've switched to the dark side these days. But growing up, I always went on the blue train on Gemini at Cedar Point.
Oh.
But I've recently switched to red because it's more intense. It has more inside turns. So it actually wins more.
I picked the blue team because I associate red with bad, so it's easier to shoot the red guys and rather think and accidentally shoot the blue guys.
Dang, color association wins again. Don Lays asks, would you drop Tom Cruise for a Klondike bar?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I love Klondike bars.
I guess. I mean,
Sure.
what's he bringing to the table? Not as much as the Klondike bar out there.
Are we talking about Tom Cruise the actor or Tom Cruise the Discord guy?
I would
Who's
never
now Ethan.
I would never harm Ethan. I would never do that.
Okay. But the Klondike bar does sound pretty good.
I remember this being a topic in the Discord.
It was a topic?
Yeah, dude, it went on for a good bit.
Sometimes these people talk about things I just don't understand.
Yeah, no, this was like a discussion in general chat. At one
Why do I
point.
always miss this stuff? Every time I go to General, it's cars, and I'm like, oh, I have nothing to
Scroll up is all I'm saying. You can reply to any conversation and revive it instantly because that's the power you hold as a host.
add. Good point.
Dataroth Zealot asks,
I'm going to do that. I'm going to scroll back like to yesterday and reply to something.
Austin, Shane, and James why not Connor? I get it. Okay. Austin, what?
I'm just excited to know the relevance.
Austin, Shane, and James, who would each of you be if you were one of the hierarchs? Don't worry, Connor. We all know you're Tartarus.
He already knows my answer. How does he know?
James, you're 100% truth. It's not even an argument.
I'm sorry.
In video games especially, you match the vibe so well.
No.
Shane, I'm sorry. He's Mercy.
From the powers of bladder control. I'm just thinking of Halo dubs.
Because, like, I play ratty sometimes. I can be ratty sometimes. And that's what I think regret really signifies is just f it energy, f it we ball type beat.
Would you make me happy with your hologram mouth?
I would.
Hey, yo.
Halo dubs viewers rise up. Captain Varco UNSC Walk softly asks, if you got to name both a UNSC ship and a Covenant/Banished ship, what would you name them? We've answered this question before. If I got to name my own UNSC ship, actually, I think I don't know if we came up with our own name. I know the Covenant one. I said that mine would be the CCS Illusion of Necessity. That would be my Covenant name. For UNSC, I would probably do like...
I'm just saying, I just scrolled up so far without looking, and then the second I look, I just see, yeah, I have Forza Motorsport 5. It's like even when I'm trying to find something.
For UNSC, I'd be a frigate. I would probably be UNSC FFG 586 Darkness of Light.
Okay.
Poetic stuff, and also ties to Assassin's Creed.
So what was the question?
If you got to name both a UNSC ship and a Covenant Banished ship, what would you name them? And I went for Covenant, the Illusion of Necessity, and for the UNSC FFG 583 Darkness of Light.
Okay. I'd be the UNSC Chick-fil-A waffle fries. And
pause for laugh track.
And my Covenant ship would be the CAS Long Night of Irritable Bowel Syndrome.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I guess I'll start with the UNSC. I'm gonna go with It's Hammer Time or no. Yeah, we'll go with It's Hammer Time. And then for my Covenant ship, Big Perp. Big
Perp.
They're purple. Big purples. Big
oh my
perp.
gosh, Big Perp.
Austin gave real answers.
That has the same vibe as saying that Chris Pratt was like, me love crushing turts, stomping Goombas. Oh, Lord. Next question comes from Seaman JumperScape. This guy is doing axe throwing competition that we're sponsoring for him. It's really fun. Mjolnir armor versus Mjolnir hammer. Which one wins? I feel like the hammer has more feats. Did you just use cans as a lightsaber? I'd say the unless the hammer is rested right on top of the Spartan, because that's clearly been an effective trick going forward. Probably the armor would win out the day, because the armor has the same sort of energy reprioritization system that Tony Stark's suit had, and considering that they're both futuristic
He took a couple whacks.
He played a game of whack, but it wasn't just that. When he got zapped, like, he just reprioritized that stuff. He just took that and just was like, power now at 3,000%. How about that? What a good movie, jeez.
How about that?
I just love that. How about that? I think that would be something similar, is that the Mjolnir armor has enough countermeasures to things like hard impacts and stuff like that. It probably wouldn't do all that much, actually, especially since we're talking about something that they would first have to get through shields. The shields would take a lot of the impact.
Probably pop the shields immediately.
It would probably pop them, but it would take all that impact away. You would have to rapidly hit the Spartan, and the Spartan already is a problem. You have to get that close to hit him.
What was the question again?
Mjolnir armor versus Mjolnir hammer. Oh my gosh, Connor. Hammer. The key word there is hammer.
Visual comedy is very important on that one.
One day we'll get video podcast. I promise. James, you'll have a set of your own.
Cool. Can I bring Chucky?
Yeah.
Cool.
He can live in the studio. He'll be safe there.
He will be safe there. I'll miss him looking over me at night.
Until someone breaks into our studio, steals all of our equipment, and your Chucky.
That's what I do to him.
Did you just simulate stabbing me?
Yeah. Not you. Whoever the MF is.
All right, 3 more to go.
I'm a little soft-spoken today.
A Sneaky Turtle asks, long-time listener, first-time caller, what would be a Halo vehicle you would want to operate in real life?
Banshee.
Chopper.
Mantis.
That was fast. Jeez.
I just see a Banshee as a motorcycle in the sky with guns.
I just see Chopper beating out every bicycle gang ever.
Are you kidding me? A Mantis? No, that's just badass. A giant walking mech?
It's awesome, but it's slow. I'm thinking practical.
Bro, get a helicopter.
Get the Hornet.
Something about the Banshee feels like it'd be user-friendly.
I mean, Spartans were able to figure it out pretty easily.
Yeah, and like you just see random elites going, and then jumping in it.
Dataroth Zealot is back and asking, who is winning Chief and Arbiter versus Tex and Meta? Honestly, I think Tex and Meta body Chief and Arbiter.
I mean, every red versus blue freelancer, and especially the meta, is ridiculously OP.
Like, they're supposedly within quote-unquote Halo canon, but they stretch it a little bit. The thing is that technically red versus blue, what they do is they took what Spartans are capable of in the novels and they visualized it in a very, actually remarkably accurate way of how Spartans would actually be. And Halo has never done that. They just sort of they sort of dumb down how Spartans actually look when they operate.
For honestly gameplay purposes.
For gameplay purposes, sure. But I mean, the closest that we got to watching them do something that's similar to what Red vs. Blue did, because again, I'll say it, Red vs. Blue did it accurately. That's how they fight is how Spartans often fight, how they're described. The closest we got was the Halo 5 awesome opening cutscene, where you just got 4 Spartans actually like wiping out an army while running down a mountain. That was awesome.
Yeah, like not even stopping. Like they're just running. Oh, there's a phantom. Let me jump in there.
It was cool. It was
hey
really
guys,
cool.
boom, boom.
And then never happens again.
That's how it'd be if Marvel wrote it. Hey fellas.
Hey fellas. Or no, it's Vale.
The ship's going down.
It's not that. Vale would jump in and go, boys. And then
Locke would like shoot a grunt and be like, he's history.
I think they say stuff like that in the multiplayer, actually on Warzone Firefight.
Moving on. Marvel's quippy writing has ruined society.
It's so freaking bad. Stuck in an attic, I wonder whose. He asks.
I'm just saying, I'm going back a second. I love the difference between Marvel and like Batman movies. I'm not going to say DC because that doesn't count.
No.
Is like, meanwhile, Batman's like, I can never kill a man. It would torture my soul. And then Marvel, they just be like shooting people and be like, just another day in the beach, right, boys? Like, it's wild to me.
They treat it so differently.
Like brutally assault a man and just be like, huh, should have seen that coming. Like, buddy.
Yeah, you put somebody in the hospital and the hero that did it is just like, this was the decision you made today?
Batman's over. I'm not wearing hockey pants.
Now Batman do be beating the hell out of people, leaving them basically like paraplegic, and then saying, "Now talk."
or if you're Batfleck, you just completely throw it all out the window and start shooting people.
I said that's why I said DC, because I count that as like the DCEU. That doesn't count. I'm talking about like Dark Knight and like Batman.
I do love hearing from Zack Snyder about how he's just like, I just don't like how Batman doesn't kill people. It's like, that's great. You know that you are like the least important person right now from saying that, right?
They just take a nap. Oh, they wake up. That's what Alfred told me.
They get scooped up and taken to a farm. That farm is a hospital.
So anyway, stuck in an attic. I wonder who asks, what's the scariest thing in the Halo universe?
Gotta be
the flood.
Yeah.
Don't try and be different.
Just say the flood.
Don't try to be different.
Don't try and be different.
I am different.
What's scarier than the flood?
You're going to say the precursors.
No, whatever made them.
Whatever. Well, we don't know that. Do we?
We know that whatever made the precursors is immensely more powerful.
Yeah, but do they matter?
In the grand scheme of things, I suppose we've never seen them, but I don't know. I get more terrified by the potential. I know we've seen firsthand what the flood can do. I want to know what sort of creatures can make a timeless, immaterial species.
Well, I guess that goes into how many levels of cosmic horror are actually effective to you. To me, it gets to such levels of unknown that it just becomes an existential crisis, and it's not even like horror anymore. And the flood is still what I would call cosmic horror, but it's like, understandishable.
And
if that's not a word, but you know what I'm trying to say.
And we've seen it firsthand.
I will say there's only one big thing that is actually, like, I agree, basically, the flood. Yeah, it's probably the scariest. But there's one thing that happened recently with Halo Media that actually had me, like, uneasy, and that was the hunter worms in Nightfall. That specific breed. Those guys were freaky.
Yeah, they were a little freaky.
Mimicking people and their voices. Like, that's something the flood can do, of course, kind of. I mean, all they can get out is just kind of... But it's like...
For me, when I think about the horror of the flood, I just think of that one Halo 3 Marine describing... The one Halo 3 Marine that's freaking out.
I think...
Everything he says is terrifying.
I think of the Keys terminal.
Yeah, that too.
That one, that shook me a lot. He's trying his best to hold on to who he is. Or no, you want to know what's even more terrifying? Nope. My answer is now fully flood. Forgot about this entirely. Jenkins. Do you know what happened to Jenkins?
No. Yes and no.
Say it for our viewers.
Man got infected, kind of. The flood infection form basically missed his spine, kind of. So his brain wasn't shut down. He got infected and his mind stayed awake. He was still conscious while being infected, and his body was transformed and everything. If he tried to speak, all that would come out would be right? No words. He was brought back to Alpha Base during Combat Evolved, because that's when all this happened. And he was trying to warn the other humans, the rest of the UNSC on Alpha Base on this Halo about the flood, but all that would come out was just screaming. And then he just observes as he just starts killing everyone. And he can't do a single thing about it. He's just stuck there feeling immeasurable amounts of pain because his entire body has just gotten ripped apart, basically. And his nerves are still intact. And he is forced to sit there. And eventually, at some point, one of the Marines in the base, don't remember who, blasts him with a shotgun and kills him. After he had to be subject to watching him, like, basically whatever they call it, I don't know what it is, but it's a syndrome of some kind where you're just kind of observing, but you're not in control. That, and you're just watching yourself kill everyone you know. It was horrifying. It was one of the best parts of Halo the Flood. It was like, I think it's the justification for that novel existing.
Long story short, his answer is the flood.
Anyway, that's going to call it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening today.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Next week, we're going to be talking about Halo Wars 2 and such. Once again, joining our community, discord.gg/JumperScape, patreon.com/JumperScape, and ko-fi.com/JumperScape to support us. Leave your reviews, leave comments, leave Q&A stuff. Spotify always has new ones going up. Any amount of interaction with us, any amount of support to us is hugely appreciated. It really keeps the show alive and keeps our creativity alive, makes us so we can make new things and do new stuff. So thank you so much for supporting us all this time, and we hope to see you guys next week.
The library was produced and published by JumperScape Audio. Funding was provided by our fantastic patrons on Patreon. If you enjoy the show and wish to support JumperScape's future projects or get some sweet benefits, join our Patreon at patreon.com/JumperScape or become part of this truly special community at discord.gg/JumperScape. Thank you for your listenership, and we hope you enjoyed.